So where we are, we're on the western end of that middle swale, and it's going in the direction of my cursor. We see off to the left there was a bunch of slumping on the side. It even eroded below the jute mesh. We'll want to throw a little bit more soil over there. We don't want to scratch up this grass because it got established well, and just throw a little bit more soil over that and put some more seed on top of it. And once again, over and over and over again, just want to keep reminding everybody on your site and on this site, once you get that grass seed down, don't drive on this anymore. Let that grass get established. Look at all the wheel prints, all the tire prints here. That's preventing that young grass from sprouting up. So as we see here, towards the end of the swale system, it goes right here. That was a breach point. We dug this deeper here so the water would bleed down during rainstorms. Well, now what they're going to do is we're going to cross over here. We can cross over by making a shallow trapezoid shape in the road. So you'll drive along like this with your car, go through it, up and over. There's actually a photograph that'll be in my water management book coming out in December that shows my little car driving over a swale crossover. But in this case, temporarily, they're going to put in a culvert. Hopefully, Wayne gave the amount of runoff numbers, because you calculate the amount of rain falling, the catchment area that catches the water, how much will infiltrate into the soil, and then as it moves, how much more will infiltrate in the soil, how much more will it pick up on the way, how big does that culvert have to be in order to go across. Putting in culverts is dangerous to a certain extent. And I'm going to explain this. We've spent all this effort to try to capture the water, spread it out, soak it in, turn it from channel flow going down primary valleys into sheet flow that goes across ridges. And if you can think of like a 22 bullet, it's a tiny little bullet. And if you pull the lead out and you pour the gunpowder onto a rock or something, and then you light it on fire, it just goes, makes a little sparkle. Pretty harmless, it's hot, you'll get burned. But if you take that little bit of gunpowder and you put it into a long skinny tube, a gun barrel, that's a lethal weapon. So we've taken all this time and effort to spread the water out, slow it down, sheet it, make it wider, and then to put it back into a gun barrel is a little bit counterproductive and will have additional erosion issues on the other side. But that's their choice. That's how their engineers believe is the only way that you can cross a road with water, so that's what we'll go with. Next slide, if it advances for me. We're getting closer to the road. Look at this red flag in the center here. That is the water flow line. This channel was dug. It's not erosion. We dug this channel to let the system bleed. We'll fill it in ever so slightly, and the culvert that they're going to put in is right there. These trees here are mostly hackberry, super drought resistant. Not really, they don't have any feed value for animals really, and they don't have any timber value. And so these probably will be removed because on the other side, the dark foliage that you see here, there's a really nice, it's leaning, but it's a really nice oak that's on the other side, and we're going to retain that oak